Are you pretty now?
I'm trying. I dribbled coffee.
Dribbled. I used that word the other day, and somebody looked at me, because I don't live in Pennsylvania Dutch country anymore, and I used the word dribbled. And the guy looked at me and goes, "What did you say?" I said, "I dribbled." "What?" And then I had to explain what drippling was. And then the guy said, "That's a good word for that." And I said, "No blank." That's why we say it.
That is a good
Dribble.
Dribble.
Not what they do in basketball. That's dribble. This is dribble.
Not wait. One more time. I even missed that.
In basketball, you dribble a ball.
Dribble.
But if you spill something, then you dribble.
Dribble.
Don't you hear the difference?
No. Oh, yeah.
Take it away,
Oh
Pluto.
yeah, that's what we're doing. I forgot we were
Doing
filming.
it. We're still. The tent flap is flapping in the wind, baby.
Flapping in the breeze.
Ew.
All right, welcome back to Ask a Pennsylvania Dutchman. My name is Chris LaRose, and this here is Douglas Maidenford, our resident Pennsylvania Dutchman. Booyah! We wished.
Hey, good. It's summer. It's summertime. I'm in your tent.
It's nice out.
It's nice out.
Breezy.
Breezy. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got the question. Somebody sent me this directly. Now, we have to... Okay, this question, Chris, we don't often tackle mature topics.
Uh-oh.
But this one is a mature topic. So what do we have to... Do we have to say something before to let the audience know?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Depends on what the topic is.
It's a word. The person's asking us about a word in Pennsylvania Dutch that has a rather, it can be taken as a dirty meaning. Dirty meaning not PG. So do we have to say anything other than that? Like, have we covered our disclaimer?
Don't they have one of those like disclaimers where they say what's talked about on this show does not reflect the
no, it does not reflect the
views of...
Yeah, but this totally
Dutchman.
reflects my views, so this... So we can't use that one. It's not political or anything like that. Maybe, look, I think we've given people enough time to figure out this is something for me, and they're going to keep watching, or this is something that's not for me, and they've moved on.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
You like it or you don't.
You've been warned.
You've been warned.
Good enough. All right. This comes in from Scott Gaukler, but I don't know where Scott's from. He just said Scott Gaukler.
He's a phrase.
Gaukler. It's either
questionable.
Gaukler or Gaukler. I don't know. He says, hey, my mother, when she was upset, would say, ach, donnerwetter. Well, that we know. We've covered that term before. Literally means thunderstorm, but it's like, it's kind of like a swear word, too. And he says, however, I hesitate to ask this. She would also call people... Hundsfotze. Nah, he says, Hund I know is dog. You're right. You're right.
Oh, keep going.
He says, foots. When researching, I came to learn that this is a part of the female anatomy. He's correct again. Is this correct, he says. And he says, ever since I've learned this, if I'm outside of Pennsylvania Dutch country, I shudder whenever anybody says, why are you futzing around? Can you clarify? Is this true?
Oh, I'm glad I didn't read that question.
So, Scott, let me start by saying, yes, in Pennsylvania Dutch, we have the word hundsfotze. It's funny that your mother used it the way that she did, because when I grew up, we used it more like, we would say it as, my dad would say it if somebody told you something you didn't believe or something that you thought was crazy. Ach, hundsfotze. There's no way, right? Like that kind of like of a meaning. I don't know if I've ever heard anybody use it to call like, oh, she's a hundsfotze. Holy cow! I've never heard anybody use it like that. So I'm interested why your mom would have used it that way. But that is literally what the word means. Hund, dog, fotze is, well, a woman has it and a guy don't. I think you can figure out what we're talking about. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You knew it right away.
It's even funnier when you translate.
Why we ever use that word the way that we do, that I can't answer. However, And where futzing around ever came with, I don't know either how that ever. Can you
I
imagine,
remember using that word.
Well, sure. No, I used it too. We say that in Pennsylvania Dutch country. Quit your futzing around. But
I was explaining that to somebody.
Well, how did you explain it?
I can't do it without getting us demonetized.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we gave the disclaimer. That's not good.
Are we monetized?
Yeah, we're
okay. Then I can't explain it now. But I remember saying like, well, we say futzing around to somebody who's an out-of-towner, and I translated, and they broke out and riotous
and maybe,
laughter.
Maybe futzing around comes from some other word.
Well, there's
maybe
putzing around.
Yeah, there's putzing around.
So maybe it was kind of like
the Pennsylvania Dutch heard putz, but putz is also like that's I don't know. But yes, Hundsfotze is dog.
Yep.
Should we just use the medical term? Can we can say I don't know if we actually can say I don't think we can.
No. I think we should.
I think people know. I think people.
You gotta
know
work for the Hundsfotze.
Yeah. Don't know about enough. But why we use it the way we do, I don't know. We also, my grandfather would say Hundspippermicke. Do you know that? That's a great Pennsylvania Dutch word. Hund is dog. Bipper is, well, that's what a guy has that a girl don't. And Micke are flies. So in summer, when dogs lay around, this is true.
Yeah,
I don't know what their actual biological name is, but they're called Hundspippermicke. They are the flies that fly around a dog's bipper. Now, why? Only the Pennsylvania Dutch would have a word like that.
This is what they mean by earthy humor.
Earthy humor. It's not funny. It's true. It's a real word.
It is hilarious, Doug. It is. But
why we use Hundsfotze? I don't know.
And
why dogs? We must love dogs. You'd never say Katzfotze. Katz is cat, or any other animal. You would never say that. But Hund for sure. Scott.
You really opened up a can of worms on this one.
I don't know.
It's hilarious.
But it's funny, though.
Oh, it's funny.
That's a new word for all of you to work into your vocabulary.
You've made it to level 2.
You've made it to level 2. You're out shopping and you get the bill and you're like, oh my God, it can't be this expensive. You say, Hundsfotze.
And if you really want to get some looks, just say it in English.
No, don't do that. We are not recommending that you do a literal translation. That would be funny, though, if you walked around and some guy would just say that in English out of nowhere. Oh, dog blank. I just wouldn't.
Oh, it's so graphic.
It is, but yeah, it's graphic in English, but in Pennsylvania Dutch it's not.
Yeah, I know.
That's the
what's
crazy
funny part about it.
Because in Dutch it's not.
It's totally acceptable in PA
yeah,
Dutch.
and it's not like I don't think anybody would blush or be like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that.
Your grandmother says
My
it.
grandmother
so it's
said it.
You're allowed to say it. In
Sure,
PA
if Grandma
Dutch.
can say it, you can say it.
Yeah,
right?
but in English, my gosh,
you'd never say that.
They'd ruin you online if you say that in English. They'd delete your Facebook.
You'd be canceled.
You'd be gone.
You wouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah, sell your computer, get a typewriter. You'll never be on the internet again if you say it.
It's funny.
English.
We should do a video. We should look up. We should think ahead. We should prepare. We don't usually
We haven't done that in how
12
many
years or whatever we've been doing this. However, I think it would be fun to think about other words that in English have like a shock value to them. Then in Pennsylvania Dutch, it's no problem to say.
Oh God!
And there are other words. Hundsfotze is just one of them, but I'm sure there's other ones.
I bet there's a lot.
Yeah. Or words that we say in Pennsylvania Dutch that make complete sense, but if you do the literal translation and use them the same way in English, they totally lose it. They lose the meaning. There's tons of examples like that. We challenge all of you to send us those types of words. Words that you know in Pennsylvania Dutch, for those of you out there that speak the language, that you know in Pennsylvania Dutch mean one thing, but if you do a literal translation, it don't make. Right? But if they weren't literal, if you keep them in the Pennsylvania Dutch, it totally makes. But you put them in English, it just don't know.
I'm having all sorts of them come to head.
Yeah, we'll jot them down.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, cause holy cow. I mean, holy cow.
Holy cow. Whew. Hundsfotze.
That's a good one.
That's a good word. That's a $5 word right there.
Oh yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
I guess depends what part of the town you're in.
Yeah. Well, use it. Use it, but don't abuse it.
Let us know. And listen, we're not plugging you for money. However, we're going to pluck you for money.
Pluck you for money?
If you like what we do here, we like what we do here, otherwise we wouldn't keep doing it, right? And you'd like to financially support us, buy us a coffee.
Yeah, mine's empty.
Or become a patron on our Patreon account. All that information is down in the bottom in the show notes. And I guarantee you, every dollar that gets sent our way only gets used on stuff for the channel. Promise you. I'm not taking Chris out to eat or anything like that.
Well, you could if you want to. I mean, if you wrote that in the note.
You said, if you buy us coffees and say, this is specifically for Doug to take Chris out to eat, that we will grant your wish.
I'd certainly appreciate it.
I'd
like
that'd
it.
be fine.
That'd be great.
Yeah, all right.
But
check out that information down below. And if you have a question, you haven't heard your grandmother use a word like Hundsfatze and you had no idea what it meant, we are here for you. Just send us an email at...
I don't remember.
We've done this how many
times? You changed it on me
now. How many? Are you one of those people that you need to do something?
We had the old one for a decade. You go and switch to a new one. It's going to take me another 8 years.
You are a Pennsylvania Dutchman.
It's new and different, and I don't like it.
And I don't want to learn it. Hundsfatze.
Hundsfatze.
My dad finally got a smartphone.
Oh my gosh.
It's 2024. He got a smartphone this year.
Holy
He can call. He can do FaceTime.
Oh my gosh! Don't get him on Facebook.
But do you think? No, get real. No way.
He'll never be.
It'll be a cold day, and you know where.
He's gonna buy every tractor.
But you know what he won't do? He will not text. And I said to him, Pop, I can send you pictures. Oscar hits a home run at baseball. I'll send you the picture. He says, I don't know how to do that. I said, well, let me teach you. Nope, don't worry about it. That's like you. Mm-hmm. It's an email address. info@PADutch101.
That's too hard to remember. I can't.
.com.
Info at what?
PADutch101.com.
Info@PADutch101.com.
And if you're driving past the family farm on Irish Creek Road, swing in. My pop will be down in the tractor shed. Show him how to text. Maybe he'll want to learn from somebody else.
Oh yeah.
I tried.
And when's our next video come out? Well, if we post this one, will they have time to come by the tent here or no?
No, sunshine.
Oh, darn.
But we'll
promote
other things coming up.
Yeah, I want to see y'all. Come say hi. We ought to have a meet and greet at one of these events.
We've had them, but remember that meet and greet we had at Roadside America?
People came to that in droves.
Did.
Thousands of them.
Yes!
People waited in line for hours.
They were backed up from Charlottesville all the way to Strausstown on I-78. The state police had to direct traffic.
Oh, yeah. They shut down roads. They had the lights, the light flashlights.
We can make that happen again.
Yeah, so we'll figure out when we're doing this again, and we'll talk about it. And
I'll put it on the Facebook page.
It'll be great.
PADutch101.com. No, PADutch101. Yeah.
Okay.
That's an email address.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All right,
I got you.
Hey, Hundsfatze.
Hundsfatze.
Use that word this week at least once.
3 times a day.
No, that's a lot.
Got to do it in reps.
Till you learn it.
Yeah, it's like lifting.
Hundsfatze.
Hundsfatze. Hundsfatze.
All right. That's what the Romans used to say when they stroked across the Mediterranean. Did you know that? That's a true story. The Romans had the Pennsylvania Dutch came into contact with the Romans.
Yeah?
Yeah. And they taught them that word.
Did they?
That's what they used to stroke the boats stroke the boats that go across the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
Hundsfatze. There's some guy
Can you imagine if they're going to war and that's what you heard coming at you?
I'd be scared.
Yeah. Well, I'd run.
Imagine a Viking saying that. They probably had the Viking, whatever the Norse word for Hundsfatze is.
It's probably Hundsfatze.
It's probably pretty close. You imagine them screaming that coming at you?
Oh my gosh. Ooh. Terrifying.
Terrifying is right. Okay,
hilarious.
People. We'll keep the videos coming as long as you want us to.
Hilarious and terrifying. Hilarifying.
That was stupid.
Oh, I thought it was pretty good.
Okay, that was pretty good.
My lady friend would have liked that.
Yeah. Okay.
If only she were here to hear this.
How about that?
Oh, well.
Okay.
Are we done?
I'm waiting for you to...
Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. Well, all right. Well, you heard it from the Dutchman. Until next time.
And this guy. And
me.
Yeah.
Myself with you.
Myself with you.
Myself with you. So, until next time, Mox good.
If you have a question, you have to email us at info@PADutch101.com.